ఆ, అంటే రీసెంట్ గా జాయిన్ అయ్యాము.
ఏమండి?
సిలబస్ సార్ సిలబస్ అది తెలుసుకోవాలంటే ఎలా సార్? రీసెంట్ గా జాయిన్ అయ్యాము మేము.
సిలబస్ తెలుసుకోవాలంటే మీరు ఎవరు జాయిన్ చేస్తున్నారు మీరు మిమ్మల్ని?
విజయనగరం సార్, విజయనగరం ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్.
ఎవరు ఎవరు
అంటే
ఎవరు యూజ్ దట్ గర్ల్ ఆర్ ఉమెన్ ఆర్ పర్సన్?
మహాంతి శ్రీను అని నెంబరు.
ఆ నెంబర్ అతను కనుక్కోండి. ఈ విల్ గివ్ సమ్ బుక్ ఆల్సో. ఈ
ఆ
విల్ గివ్ సమ్
మెటీరియల్ అది.
మెటీరియల్. అది అతను ఇస్తారు సార్, అతను వాళ్ళు ఇస్తారు. వాళ్ళతో
సార్
ఫాలో అవ్వండి.
సార్ ప్రజెంట్ హైదరాబాద్ లో ఉన్నాము. అంటే
అవును సార్. మీ వైల్
ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్కి
జాయినింగ్.
వెళ్ళలేము.
సార్
పీడిఎఫ్లు
ప్లీజ్
ఏమైనా పెడతారు?
సార్, ఇదేం చెప్పింది వినండి సార్
ఓకే సార్.
దయచేసి. ఈ పీడిఎఫ్లు
ఓకే
పెట్టడానికి
సార్.
పాలసీ మ్యాటర్ కాదు సార్, ఇది ఓన్లీ పాలసీ మ్యాటర్ ఇది. Only thing you talk to
ఓకే
so
సార్.
many times, I told the participant because of your senior, you are new to the what is called the class. You talk to Srinu Mohanty, he will be given some book also, having some 260 to 560 pages are there, where in that syllabus is also taken place. Okay, sir.
ఓకే సార్.
The question paper
ఓకే సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
consisting, the question paper consisting of the first section carries the 10 questions. Each question having the 2 marks. That means, sorry, having the what we call this 10 threes, 30. No choice is there for first section. Each question is having the 3 marks answer. The second question, the second questions having the 8 questions are there, but you have to answer the 5, where the 5 tens are 50. So 50, 10 marks questions are very important, and 3 marks questions are important. 50
ఓకే.
plus 30, 20, 80 is there. 20 is the internal report is there. You have to, after the visiting your designated organization assigned by the IIFSE, that report has to submit by you or to the IIFSE for getting the 20 marks. These are the examination criteria. Okay, sir. You talk to Srinu Mohanty or Vijayanaram office, you will be given some booklet where the contents is also there. Okay. Okay, Srinu garu.
ఓకే సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Welcome, sir.
ఓకే సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Coming to the do not, that means the importance of the poor visibility. Do not handle in cargo in poor visibility. If you feel that visibility is getting affected due to the weather conditions and all, you have to see that the floodlights to be arranged and see that the inside content should be visible, and the workers who are working inside the cargo to remove or the displacement of this objectives through the cranes or through the forklifts and all, you have to be very carefully handled with visibility. It is also important that lighting does not dazzle the eyes and allows you see each area of the workplace clearly. Working in improper lighting is recipe to disaster. They can lead to a work of serious accident. Everybody knows that working is conditioned with visible light and all these things, so that it will be handled very easily. To at least to bring that material nearer to the forklift from the cargo is important. So visibility is also very, very important. Is one of the tip to taken care of. The another thing is the cargo handling ships. The 10 ships that save your life is the ninth one is bulk cargo. That's already told. The close supervision is needed to ensure work safety while handling bulk cargoes. There are plenty of people involved in such operations who are usually in hatch or involved in the process of getting cargoes in the out of hatch. That proper supervision ensures not only is this cargo is handled by safely, but there is also somebody ideal stationed on the deck above the hatch is also important. So who is closely watching the people working in hatch of all times? This is important because the people themselves cannot take a good care of their safety during this time. What ultimately saying this, where the bulk cargo is there over and above the all the persons are standing on the cargoes and see that this is cargo is ours, this cargo is ours, like this they will tell the supervisor. Accordingly they will hook that crane with that cargo and the going to be unloaded. But while people handling the cargoes and all industrial people will go nearer to that hatch and see that identification of their the identification number and the customs release and all these things. It's very difficult to handle unless otherwise the coordination between the cargo supervisors as well as the dock supervisor management and the industrial supervisor management all combinedly they work together and see that properly hooked and see that it should be unloaded and kept in the ground and shifted to the respective designated storage place is very important. That is called a bulk cargo methods where the number of bulk or similar ducks are having the similar cargoes having colors and all, but only the identification numbers are different. The top 10 is contact the supervisor in case of problems. If any problems is there with any work by the supervisor of the dock supervisor or anything, the ship of the captain should be consulted immediately if any doubts is there without having ambiguity. The ship captain has to be responsible for taking care of the ambiguity in the placed between the employees, those who are handling the cargoes in the ships also. That's why if you feel at any point of time that the safety of the workplace is compromised in any way or form, it is important to contact the supervisor. You might find that hatch cover has come close or that load is not being positioned properly, lifting equipment. Immediately they have to see that it should be covered. That means the supervision is very important, is important. Supervision is very important where the hook is because the very far away the crane driver is there and far away from the hook as well as this what we call this container and all cargo and all and this proper the lineman can be taken care of such cases if any importance is there or any the guidelines to be taken, ship captain to be contacted immediately and see that the doubts will be cleared immediately. As already told, these are the some tips only. There are more than other than these 10 tips can taken care of the survival of the fittest while handling the cargoes in the dock works. What are the potential hazards involved in the cargo handling areas? Cargo handling in dock operations presents the numerated, that means numerous hazards, including falls from heights, slips, trips, being struck by moving objects, and injuries from heavy lifting or equipment failure, rupturing carefully. Safety protocols and training is important. At glance, we are telling the potential hazards, but here the some important areas to be taken care with respect to the potential hazards while handling the cargoes in the ships. One is falls and falling objects. Second one is equipment and machinery hazards. Third one is the manual handling musculoskeletal injuries, as already told in the ergonomics. And fourth one, other hazards. These are the some hazards before going to the taken safety measures. We will be understanding the what are the hazards will be taken care of in the involving in the cargo handling. One is falls and falling objectives, falls from heights. That means working on ships, docks, or loading platforms can involve a risk of falling into water and off platforms or from ladder because the papers, the workers should have what is called swimming capabilities and see that before employment of the employees or the contractors, you have to see that contract worker agreement should be very carefully should be carried out. That's why they have to this falls from heights will not be arises. If anything happens also, the candidate itself is giving some lifeboats, definitely it will be that person will be saved without having any ambiguity also. But these are the one of the potential hazards falls from or falling objectives. Another is falling loads also while lifting the thread will be stopped or the thread the torn out or maybe the racks or maybe the chain link will be opened break like this. The falling loads will also be one of the potential hazards. Unsecured or improperly loaded cargo can fall or injure work below because the unsecured properly link is not there. Properly the S link is or not properly placed. Therefore, it will be happen and even things that falling loads will also be taken care of. That's why the hazards will be arised due to that also. And the slips, trips, falls, uneven surfaces, spills, debris means things are after the maintenance is work is over, the work is over, the things will be in a systematic manner is not there. One article is one object is there, one span is there, one hammer is this, screw is this, washer is this, like this, having different places. It should be have a very tidy place, should not have a debris like. And poor lighting can lead to slips and trips and falls also. These are the reasons to be happen for the slips, trips and falls, as you know better. Dock shock is also important because the forklift operators can experience dock shock from vibrations and entering and existing trailers. Because if you coming to the coming slides, we will talk about the mooring. One of the mooring step is there where the ship will be getting to the bank of the river by the threads and all without having the shakings, without having the jerkings, without having the anchorings properly not placed. Therefore, the ship is having the floating in the water. Therefore, it's not the properly work by the workforce while in the dock storing of the ship. That's why that's called mooring. It will be coming in the coming slides also will discuss. That's why some of the forklift operations operators can experience dock shock where the vibrations are there. Proper anchoring is not there. Proper the tightening is not there in the bank of the river by the mooring step. It will be having the experiences by the forklift. That is called dock shock where the vibrations cannot be taken care of. Trailer creep is also important. Trucks separating from the loading dock can create a gaps and hazards of workers because there is some trailers are there, there is some docks are there, there is some containers are there, there is some cargoes are there where the separation will be taken care of much well arranging. At that time, the in between this the cargo to cargo, there is a slippage of the people also there. You have to see that trucks operating from the loading truck is can create a gaps and hazards for workers because once the one of the cargo is lifted from the ship, there is a gap will be arranged between cargo to cargo. At that gap, there is a uh, uh, we can say the separate of loading. We have to be very careful in that gap also. That's called the trailer creep is also there. Though the second one is the equipment and machinery hazards is also there, because the due to that equipment which are used in the safety during the cargo handling, the lifting equipment failure may be happened, being hit by the moving objectives, incorrectly stored cables and ropes, and poor visibility is also there. So lifting equipment failure means cranes, forklifts, and other forklift equipment can malfunction or be overloaded, causing accidents. Being hit by moving objectives, for example, forklifts and trucks and other vehicles can collide with the pedestrians or cause objectives to fall, because there is proper directions and proper what is called things are not there, because of the clumsy work is taken care of while handling the cargoes in the ships. There is no question of the systematic arrangement is there once the all the cargoes will be removed. That's why there may be the number of the having the cranes are there. There may be the chance of eating also. At that time, we have to see that see that it should not be any hit by the trucks or the mobile the pedestrians also. Incorrectly stored cables and ropes, because unsecured or improperly stored cables means loose cables or the removed cables or the unworking cables or the bare cables and ropes can create a tripping hazards or entanglement risk also, because we have to taken care of once the ropes or cables will be work is over. It should be taken care of all these things, and should be it should not be have a zigzag positions of the unwanted materials in this floor. It should not arise, because once the equipment is there, machinery is there, definitely the what we call the equipment breakdowns is there, or the maintenance will be taken care of. Their workers are keeping their tools and tackles there itself without taking care of. That's why in a very dangerous positions, incorrectly sold cables and ropes. They're taking the tools and tackle, but rope pieces and cable are the removed cables and all. They'll keep as such only. The housekeeping person they'll taken care of. That's why we are not going to take. That's operated people will not taken care of. But the supervisor has to have a responsibility. Dock supervisor says that should be clear. Visibility is also discussed. It should be weather conditions. Any weather condition is not cooperating with the lighting and all. We have to see that proper lighting with floodlights that should be arranged, and see that should not be any prone to accident also. The manual handling and musculoskeletal injuries already discussed in the ergonomic stage. Some of the things where the after the cargo is uh, dumped into the unloading on the ground, after opening of cargo, that heavy lifting items will be taken care of by the moving to the crane or forklift. Some hands or the employees manually work is necessary at that time. Up to the link up to the forklift blades, the item in the cargo that bring near to the forklift, where the where that person has to lift with hands, their ergonomics will be taken care of. Even heavy lift is also lifting, carrying, not carrying, but moving to the 2 to 3 people are moving towards the blades of the forklift or the hook of the crane. It have a strain muscles and lead to injuries also, which is called a musculoskeletal injuries, where the organs of the body will be strained. Awkward posture is also because number of 2 to 3 people are moving, pushed to the objectives by hands, bending, twisting, and reaching to the various positions. The postures, the awkward postures will give the organs of the body will be suffered by the employees who are moving. That's why it's one of the hazards will be taken care of by the mutual, that means manual handling and all. Second one is, you can say, the fourth one is other hazards. The chemical exposure is there, fire hazards is there, electrical hazards is there, confined spaces is there, and drowning is very important here. Chemical exposure means exposure to hazardous chemicals used in cleaning, storage, cargo handling can pose a health risk because once the cargo is getting uh, dispatched by the cargo, what we call this inside objectives to the container shifted, the cargo is empty. Cargo should be cleaned by the housekeeping people. Again, in the cargo, the organizations will be sent through containers. From the containers, again, the cargo will be loaded. After the, before the loaded, there are some, after the completion of work, there are some unloaded, that means uh, empty cargoes are there where cleaning is necessary after completion of your work. That's why exposure to hazardous chemicals at that time, because that cargo is handling the hazardous materials. If so, used in cleaning, storage, and cargo handling can pose health risks also. Fire hazards, spontaneously combustion, faulty equipment, or careless handling of flammable materials can create a fire hazard because the container is having definitely advised to the all the employees these are what are the materials inside is there. If it is definitely flammable or combustible or non-flammable or any the liquids are there, definitely they will be liquid carbohydrates and they will be telling immediately by the employees, those who are handling. Uh, that's why they are be very
Sir?
spontaneous motion, faulty.
Correct. Hello.
Yes, sir. Rajesh, tell me.
Mainly what they will transporting is cargoes and also mainly.
Sir, mainly means depending upon the ship contract. Suppose it is coming from Germany to
Okay.
India, or from the Australia to India, or from US to India, or vice versa, from India to what is called Australia, India to America, depending upon the organization's requirement, the having the parts of the computers, or we can say the items of the manufacturers by the industrialists, or by the what is called the how we are getting the from Dubai or Singapore crude petroleum, they are getting the what are the requirement from India to their countries. They're having the
Okay.
different materials, sir.
Okay. Okay.
All the manufactured materials will be in the cargoes. They're not
Okay. Okay.
limited to this. They're not
It,
limited to this plastic. They're not limited to this what we call this iron. They're not limited to this. Every item can be, if allowed, as per the DG policy standard, they can transport, sir.
okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And also the electrical hazards is very important. As already told in this, the removable cables will be immediately removed without after working is over. Therefore, the electrical hazards can be avoided. Damaged or faulty electrical equipment can lead to shocks and electrocution. Where the forklifts or any other what is called the portable electrical equipments used for the purpose of creating some cutting up, welding up the place, different the shock safety they are using by the maintenance people, and see that they should be properly earthed and should not be any electrical hazards will be taken care of. The confined spaces is already told. Once the people are enter into the confined space, enter into the cargo, it treated as a confined space because the oxygen, sufficient oxygen will not be there. As you know, as per Practice Act, 17 to 19% of the minimum exposure of oxygen is required for the person who was working in the confined spaces. Therefore, while observing the goods are moving towards the forklift or towards the ceiling and all of the crane, the workforce should be going into the container, into the cargo inside, where the employees are going inside the cargo, treated as is a confined space. All the confined space, the conditions should be followed, as you know better, by the experience of the people of it. Is also the person who is working in that should know about the swimming also. The falling into water from a dock or a ship can lead to drowning. At the time, lifeboats are working. Life spans will be immediately worked, and the bouncers will be coming and save that person definitely. But that will not be raised by that employee, and properly working should be taken care of. To avoid all the hazards, what about above the slides are discussing, the safety prevention methods involving the handling docks of the cargoes to ensure safe cargo handling in dock operation works, prioritize personal protective equipment PPE, implement clear communication, hazard awareness, maintain a clean and organized workplace, and utilize the appropriate material and equipment along with the regular inspection and emergency preparedness plans. Because in the docs, as already told, different agencies of the works will be working together, different workers, different vertical contractors, different functions, having the classes, having the fitters, having the electricians, and the fabricators are different. Different peoples are community is discussing and working there. It will be very dangerous to the follow to the prevailed procedure. That's why the dock safety supervisors has to be given some immediate training to all the employees before reaching any container ships or cargo ships. Here is a more detailed breakdown safety prevention methods areas. Personal protective equipment, a communication and hazard awareness is important. And third one is workspace and equipment. And fourth one is use appropriate material handling equipment, and the emergency preparedness and response and technology integration is very important to use the safety methods. So coming to the one by one, personal protective equipment, where the personal protective equipment PPE should be weared, and see that safety supervisor of the dock supervisor should be definitely enforce the employees to wear the proper PPE. Otherwise, he will be sent out immediately. In such a way, the strictness should be there. Otherwise, they will be continued to tampering the PPE. While tampering, definitely be having accidents or incidents occurred. Therefore, the proper that another thing is also important. Proper maintenance of the PPE also means that to ensure all PPE is in good condition, properly what we call in good condition, and see that it should be worked properly. And the next one is communication and hazard awareness. Communicate dock hazards. Very important. Understand the safety procedures. Identify a shelter position. Because the communication is important to be given to the workforce once they are entering into the cargo. where they are shifted, from which crane, from which forklift to which place. These are the very important to communicate by them, and therefore the work hampered will not be there, and there should not be any uh, accidents or incidents will be occur. Clear communication is there from the cargo material to the forklift, forklift to the storage place, or from the cargo to the ceiling, from the crane of the ceiling to which place they have to reach. Like that, they should know about the destination and starting position is also very importantly communicated by all the workforce, those involved in the cargo handling in docks. Second one is understanding safety procedures is very, very important. Ensure all workers understand or follow established safety procedures, because these people are having who are working in the under contractor in the dock supervisors or dock what we call the dock workers is daily workers, daily payment workers through the contractor. They are uneducated. Unless otherwise, safety talks and safety procedures should be properly trained. Definitely, you are not expected